Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about my healing journey again and what I ate to heal. And if you are new to this channel, please check out my video that I made about the mistake and going back to eating animal products and why I had to do it all over again. So let's just start off with what I ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay, and some of the juicing that I did as well. So I'd wake up and have as much water as I could to clear the throat and to just kickstart my body. For juice, I'd then make a juice of celery, cucumber, and apple. Mixed it up with a few grapes here and there as well, and some lettuce. Just depends on what you feel like at the time. But that was generally my juice: cucumber, apple, and celery. And maybe about an hour later, I would have a smoothie consisting of 3 to 4 bananas, some dates, and the amount increased as I went along, as my appetite grew. So when you first start off doing this, you may not have such a big appetite, and you can only fit like 2 or 3 bananas, not even that, in your smoothie. But that should just be out. Your body should adjust, and you should be able to eat more calories later on. So that was breakfast, and then maybe I'd have a snack in between: apples, pears, skin off, and maybe some dates, and then I have another second smoothie again with bananas and dates. So for dinner, there's quite a few things that you can actually eat. You've got potatoes, you've got sweet potatoes, you've got squash, you've got zucchini, you've got broccoli as well. I know that broccoli is not in the healing diet, but some people do really well with it, and this is what I'm here to explain to you about, that you can eat some other foods if you are struggling. So I think the book is set up for someone that has a very, very severe condition of IBD. Okay, so that's why it is so strict. But if you don't have such a severe condition, you may be able to get away with some other whole plant foods like blueberries, like broccoli, and some other vegetables here and there. So let's just talk a little bit about how I felt during that time and the cravings that I had and what I did about that. So when I was going through this, bananas definitely got really boring, and I just couldn't handle them anymore. So I started to introduce some other things like frozen mango and some blueberries, just to mix it up a little bit to get myself enjoying the fruit. Okay, because this is the hardest thing when you're going through this, is there's so much sweet stuff all the time, and you kind of get sick of the sweet. And so I had to try and mix it up by adding some other fruits so that I could just ingest these bananas in smoothie form. That was probably one of the hardest things to do, is keep eating these liquefied drinks or smoothies. But the thing is, I was seeing my gut get better and better all the time. So even though my taste buds didn't like it, I felt it physically. I was really, seeing the results, and what David Klein says in his book was happening to me. So the soothing of my bowel, the pain went away really quickly, on and off, but it decreased all the time. Blood as well. I remember having blood for a very long time, but that eventually started to go away as my mental health started to get better as well. And that's another video about mental health. But these foods were really showing some good results, and that's why I kept doing it. But I did have cravings, and I did eat other foods during the healing phase, and there were consequences to that. So I did eat things like rice, because I just couldn't handle eating the starches, the sweet potatoes, and it really got to me. So there were times when I just had some rice, and I went to the toilet a lot more the next day, but it made me feel good inside. It made me feel like, oh, I can eat something else. And at that time, I just needed something else. And what my advice for you guys out there that are struggling is, don't go and eat something that's really bad for you. Just make the food that you're currently eating a lot better. So have in your soups, maybe you want to make some vegetable stock and put it in there. I'll link down below a really awesome vegetable stock that you can use without any salt, and that can actually make things a lot more easier to ingest when you have a different flavor. So when you are struggling, don't go to the extreme end and eat something like a burrito or something deep fried or something that you just are not going to feel better the next day. Eat the good food, but make that taste a little bit better. And that can actually help a lot when you're going through this. And I wish I had done that because, or I wish I'd known about that. I wish someone told me about that because I thought that, I had to do the same thing over and over again to heal, which you don't necessarily need to do. You can mix it up a little bit and give yourself a little bit of flexibility, and that can help mentally a lot when you're going through this, because it is very hard. I know what it feels like to go through it, and I know what it feels like to come out of it as well, which I'm so grateful for, and I'm so grateful for, David Klein's book and his healing journey, because it made me realize that I needed to take action. I needed to really hunker down and eat these beautiful healing foods so that I could heal my gut and then eventually eat a whole wide variety of plant foods now. So I did all the hard work, but I also, found it really hard to do that. But eventually I got there and I am thriving now. That's 7 years later. So it might seem like a very long time at the time, but I can assure you that time flies, and it's sometimes really hard to recall some of those days that I went through now because it's been such a long time, 7 years at that. So when you have cravings, my advice would be not to go and eat something that is really not good for you, but just keep it whole food plant based. Make sure it's whole plant foods. Don't eat anything processed, and your gut's only gonna obviously improve with those foods because your gut microbiome is going to thrive with those different fibers as well. Maybe not the best idea to eat raw salads and things because the fibers from those foods will be a little bit more harsh, but you could potentially go into some grains and quinoa or millet and things like that. Or you could, just look at the post-healing diet in David Klein's book and eat those foods if you are really, really struggling. And when you are struggling, just tell yourself that plant foods are really good for me. They're going to nourish my body. They're going to help my gut improve in the long run. So don't doubt this lifestyle, because this is the best way to heal yourself. This is not my opinion either. This is in the scientific literature. This is what everyone is going towards, a more predominantly plant-based diet for gut health, for heart health, for kidney health, for brain health, for many other organs. And you can see that, from the science that we've already shown you in our other videos. So hope that was helpful. I still, I'm going to share with you some other stories from my healing journey. So if you like these videos, these kinds of videos, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be making more of them. But yeah, not everyone is perfect, and don't think like that, and don't think about purity. Okay, go in there with an open mind. Go in there telling yourselves that plant foods are only going to benefit me. Fiber is not an issue. Okay, fiber is only going to help my body. Fiber is going to be the one that restores my gut. Okay, it's not bad for you. So once again, all the best for those people that are healing out there. And if you need any help, just drop a comment down below and I'll try and answer it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.